quarterfinal match of the World Championships in 2000.
Time now for the compound women's quarter-final here at these World Championships. Toja Ellison of Slovenia leading out the reigning world champion from the Russian Archery Federation, Natalia Avdeeva. Let's go down to the field of play.
Shooting on target number 1, champion of the world, representing the RAF, Natalia Avdeeva. Shooting on target number 2, European champion, representing Slovenia, Toja Ellison. World Archery line judge for this match is Hussein Natalia. Once again, 15 arrows, 5 and with 3 arrows each will decide who will proceed for the next pass.
Well, here we go. An interesting matchup here, Nikki. Toja Ellison of Slovenia has relocated to the United States of America. Got married to another famous archer from the USA, Brady Ellison, going up against the world champion, Natalia Avdeeva, the world number 2. Ellison shooting on target number 2. Ellison to get this quarterfinal underway.
A little bit of movement on the shot, but really great start. Avdeeva shooting her normal wrist release that we see so often from the Russian archers.
9 points.
I think that just went off too quick for her. I don't think she was expecting it either.
Just a little bit of a longer hold there, a little bit of an up and down movement as well from Ellison. Where's that wind is starting to pick up a little bit? Doesn't look like it. It's on the line for a 29 for Avdeeva as well. So nothing between the two. Now, Avdeeva, reigning world champion, won in Sertogenbosch in the Netherlands back in 2019. Before the world changed, of course, but they have managed to get this World Championships going this year in 2021, so no delay to the World Archery Championships. Avdeeva often looks a little bit annoyed when she's shooting.
Yeah, I mean, I think she just kind of expects everything in the middle, and why wouldn't you when you're kind of reigning world champion? But no, she's a fantastic shooter. You know, interesting technique with the wrist release. It's really common with the Russian archers. A lot of them shooting that wrist release and using like the index finger to pull the trigger. Quite different from most of the rest of the world, I would say. Toja shooting a normal sort of handheld, more common, I should say, handheld release. But she just that middle arrow was just a bit quick. It went off, and I think that's why we saw that longer hold on the third arrow. She was just trying to slow herself down a little bit, and then perhaps a little bit of shaking. I think a bit of nerves as well, as there should be, really, getting for a world championship right here.
Scores are official and on board.
So contrast in styles between Avdeeva, the reigning world champion, on the far side of the shooting line, and Toja Ellison from Slovenia, who will shoot first in the second end. Nothing to separate them in terms of the scoreboard.
Very quick shot. You can see they're both so determined, their eyes on the target. Didn't look happy with that, but it hit the spider right in the centre.
What a grouping from Ellison for her first perfect. Just dropping to the 9 there. She didn't look happy as that came out. And that will be the 1 point that separates the two archers here. World champion falling behind. But Nikki, the quality of the shooting and the speed is incredible.
Yeah, that third arrow there from Avdeeva, I think I saw a little bit of tremor, a little bit of, with a finger on the trigger, a little bit of movement. So I think that's why she was unhappy. Went in the 9. It's going to be interesting to see if she can hold this together. So much at stake here. Back-to-back World Championships titles. You know, that sounds pretty good to me. Can she keep that out of her mind right now?
Well, the agents have collected the archers' arrows. Slovenian keen to crack on. And taking the lead after 2 of 5 ends. Toja Ellison doesn't want to muck around. She wants to capitalise on that lead and build on it. It will be the reigning world champion Natalia Avdeeva from the Russian Archery Federation who will shoot first for the first time in end number 3.
A much smoother shot. Didn't see any movement on that one. Much better. So yeah, shooting the normal sort of thumb release, really just pulling on the back of the bow.
9.
Low. Coach is making a difference to both these archers. You can hear them communicating with them. You know, strong words of advice of keep going with it.
Well, there was a mini opportunity presented to Avdeeva. She didn't take it, but now the pressure switches back over to Ellison. Needs a 10 to maintain her 1 point lead. A little bit of a grimace there, but she has managed to put it into the 10. So 2 29s and a 30 for Ellison. It's 3 29s for Avdeeva. Ellison holds on to that 1 point lead.
Just interesting watching these archers in the slow-mos. How they're releasing the bow. Is there any movement? Trying to keep as still as you can.
Ellison maintains a 1 point lead here in this quarter-final. Place in the semi-finals at stake in York. A win away from a medal. If you win your semi-finals, you're guaranteed at least silver. If you lose your semi-final, you've got another bite of the cherry in the bronze medal playoff. But job number 1 is to get through this quarter-final. Avdeeva trailing by 1. The defending world champion will shoot first in end number 4.
Just raising that bow arm as it went off. Probably saw that it was too low and the aiming. Tried to make a difference, but too late. Solid shot. Very little movement.
4.29s for Avdeeva through the 4 ends. But a chance here for Ellison to double her lead. And she does just that with her second perfect. A superb performance by Ellison. Door was opened at just a fraction with that 9 from Avdeeva, first arrow. And that's the tiny margins we're talking about here, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. There's very little in it. Avdeeva's just received her arrows back, so the agent that goes down for you to the target, you know, they've turned an arrow around, which is probably just one of the 9s, just for her to double check over the arrow, make sure there's no problem with that at all.
Well, 3 more arrows for each of the archers here, a 2-point deficit. It's not completely impossible, but Avdeeva's really looking for this lady here, Toja Ellison, to make mistakes, isn't she?
She really is. Avdeeva's got to go out there and get a perfect 30 on this last one and hope that something happens over this other side, but anything's possible. But you know, 2-point lead's a good margin going into this last end.
Steely determination on the face of Natalia Avdeeva, the reigning world champion, goes into the final end, trailing by 2 against Slovenia's Toja Ellison. Her job now is to put down some 10s to put the pressure on the Slovenian.
Looks in her groove now. I think she's just starting to snatch at these a little bit. She knows what's going on, but telling your brain what you want to happen sometimes is another problem.
Well, just 1 arrow left from both archers here. It was a 9 from Avdeeva in the last shot. Finishes with a 10, but it means that Toja Ellison of Slovenia needs just a 9 to make it through to the semi-finals. And she nodded her head. She knew that was going to be a 10. She dropped just 3 points throughout the whole of that quarter-final. A huge amount of pressure on her up against the reigning world champion. But look at the sporting gesture there from Natalia Avdeeva, coming over to give Ellison a big hug. And look how happy Toja Ellison is. She's through to the semi-finals of the World Championships. Well, Nikki, I think we've just seen someone who could be a contender for the title here. She looked solid as a rock.
Yeah, she did. She looked really good. Bit of an upset, I think, really taking Avdeeva out. She's been on form really through this year, and yeah, that was a really tough match for Toja to come through. But yeah, she looked solid. She looked good. Nodding her head on that last arrow. She knew already that was going to hit the 10 as soon as it left the bow. It's a great feeling to have, and it's going to be good to see her in the next 2 matches to see what she can do.
Well, Avdeeva, look there with the nod on the last one, and you know what? That's I'm here for gold. I am here for gold. That look said. Avdeeva had a few demons to battle with in that. I mean, it's still a very good score from her, 145 out of a maximum 150.